Hey guys, Dan Rawich here, University of Options, with your end of day recap. I was kind of playing injured today, so I didn't trade much, just for a few minutes. Actually did okay considering the cold meds. I usually don't trade. Try to trade when I'm taking anything like cold medication. Now, over 2 billion of dark pools have come across just as the market closed. And all of these at 412.86 are a little suspect. They could be short, but there's plenty of them that look like they could be bullish. So if you just go here, here, let's go to SPY. You'll see that we are right there. I'm going to go to a shorter term time frame. Yep. So remember that 412.50 or 41.50 on the S&P? That's just so critical. And every time we hit it, we've pivoted pretty bad. So I have no intention of being long this market until we get a solid close above 412.28. And actually, there's a bunch of dark pools that are at like 412.80 up here. So I would say if the price can get above here tomorrow, you might see a little bit of a rally. That's going to be a key level. And if you look at the options, so we talked about the dark pools. A lot of option sweeps came through, big numbers, all puts. I mean, obviously there's some calls, but these with the higher heat score are more puts. From a technical standpoint, the market did close strong, so we've got that going on. That's on a short-term chart. And then a couple important things here, because today's sell-off shouldn't have been a surprise. We talked about dealers are hedging negative delta. They do that by buying shares. That's how they protect themselves. So if the dealers are buying shares, you know they're short. And so they've got to make up for that in their hedge. So that's one thing. And then always be mindful of all the stuff that's going to be expiring. Tomorrow and the 15th is a huge expiration day. Um, and that is, yeah, that's expiring tomorrow. I got one more thing I wanted to show you here. So the options flow did go positive, but again, I want you to remember when you're looking at the SPY, this is kind of hard to trust because so many dealers use the SPY for a hedge. But what I did want you to see yesterday, we were concerned about that 410 0 days till expiration GEX, and now it's the 412, and it's been negative gamma all the way down, and it suddenly has turned positive. Well, it's still negative, but it's turned up. And you can see all of the order flow has been bearish. So it doesn't look like this market wants to turn around anytime soon. But I will tell you that if it can get above 412.80 tomorrow, you might start seeing some action. And then next we have our time cycle data, which is extremely valuable. And remember, the magenta line is telling you the midterm market is heading down, and the white line is telling you the long term, and this is beginning to turn down. So this is bearish. Um, and now you have the NASDAQ kind of turning up a little bit, but the long end of the market is up in this upper reversal zone, so that actually could be a little bit bearish. And then last but not least, S&P turning down pretty hard and beginning to turn down. And last but not least, we have our big money. Super important to pay attention what these guys are doing. You can see the big money index is at 53.3, and that's up from 53. So it's turned up a little bit. This is yesterday's data. And then if we go to the stock buys and sells, you can see they're starting to buy. So there's a lot of evidence that this market could turn around, but I'm telling you, probably a solid close above 412.80 or even 413. And you can see just how it's just been stuck. And every time it hits 41.50, it barfs. So I would be prepared for that again. Okay, so we actually had an okay day. Um, Let me pull up the stats here. So I barely traded just because I was pretty not feeling good at all. But you can see Lee went 4-1, 4 wins, 1 loss. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wins. Let's see if there's anything down here. Nope. 4 wins, 1 loss. I went 3 wins, no losses. We are fixing this ledger. Oh, we fixed it. Good. Remember yesterday this was showing a 70% win rate over 7 days, and I said that's impossible because I don't think we've had a day under 86 in a long time. Yesterday was another 100% win rate. Today is going to be 90 plus, and I'll show you how that looks breaks down in terms of how we did today. So 3 wins, 1 loss, $21 a contract, 40 contracts. It's still an $800 profit day. 20 contracts for Lee at 28. So even on a bad day, he made $560 today. Not too bad. Now let's quickly look through the trades. Okay. And again, I don't love going back and critiquing his charts, but it's not hard to see what he did. We got a short signal up here. There it is right there. And kind of wanted to see what was going to come on through this block. It fell through the block. And then you can see you got your drop and chop right here. That's the most important thing we look for. In and out, one candle. Made a few bucks. His loss was very small, and I can see how it probably surprised him. Sometimes the system just doesn't get it right. But it doesn't look like this. So you've got your bear signal. I mean, one error you can see is it's really congested in here, and I'm not so sure. Well, never mind that. You had a good drop and chop. That would have been enough to get me in. I absolutely would have taken this trade, and it looks like there was money to be made. All I can think is he got in late and then rode it back up a little bit, but it was a super small loss. Um, and then how did I get to 12:20? Oh, I'm on the 5 minutes. Sorry. That's going to explain a lot. Ay, ay, ay. Let's go back. I won't go all the way back. Yeah, I think that was it. That was all the trades in the morning. The morning was rough, and you can tell when you see it just sideways and lots of wicks, that's a tough day. So then he took a trade at 10:13. You can see the drop and chop after we got the sell signal. This is what we look for. And it looks like in and out on the same candle. Made a few bucks. Remember, our strategy is to wait for the big momentum, and we know when it's coming based on our system, and then just take a few dollars out of it and do that a few times a day. We don't try to maximize every trade. We're scalpers. So this was a classic. The bear signal came up here. Remember, it always has to clear this dot, and the dot is right here. So this is the candle that, it cleared here, confirmed it here, and then I got the big drop and chop. So I think this is the trade I took, one of the ones I took. It was too much of a no-brainer. I'm just going to be sure here. Let's see, 10:45. No, my first trade, that was Lee's. My first trade was 11:34. And then 12:17 and 12:37. Okay, next. 11:34. Textbook. The buy signal came in. There's no dots here, so you have to clear these wicks right here. And then, so this candle was fine to go in on. Chop was already pretty low. and you can see it ran pretty nicely from the entry point. He got out pretty quick here. Then we had this short sell. For sure, this was, oh, you know what? And this was my trade here. Sorry. I think Lee took it too, but this was mine. And then I took this one, got in at 12.20, and I got out. Whoops, sorry. Got in at 12.17, got out at 12.20. We got the bear signal, so we knew to go short. We had to clear these candles here because there's no dots. Actually, that's not true. There's some dots. So we just have to clear these dots. We did here, and the chop dropped, which is exactly what we look for. And then I got out 2 or 3 candles later with a decent profit. And then last but not least, 1236, same thing. We got the bear signal, and then the drop and chop came a couple candles later. But that was a really good momentum going into that trade. So I was in and out in about 4 minutes with a decent profit. So that's what the day looked like. Another solid day. I hope these are helping you guys. If you want to watch us trade or learn more, let us know. Meanwhile, I'll keep sending updates if you want them. Thanks, everybody.